What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the block. It's your girl, Red. I got the homie Jamie in the building. Say what's up to the people.
What up, what up, what it do, folks? What it do?
So cool. Everybody is so cool when they come on. So, as you can tell by the sound of my voice, I am sick. I've been sick since like Tuesday, which is like ridiculous, but it's not like a cold out of flu. It's like sinuses. If you in Louisville, then you already know how Ohio Valley rolls. Like, and then the next weekend it's gonna be like 70, sunny, beautiful. You know?
Right, with a chance of snow.
You know what I'm saying? Always with a chance of snow. But you know how we do. We got 3 topics. We probably gonna venture off a couple of things, but we gonna start at the top. We gotta talk about Katt Williams. And the Katt Williams, Kevin Hart situation, Katt Williams apologizing to Kevin Hart, then going at Chris Rock situation. So it's at first, like when I first seen it, I was very intrigued by it. Right. So I was like, "Ooh, he's calling out Kevin!" Right. Like, and everything that he was saying sounded like I was like, "I would definitely want to check that out." Right. Like battle comedy, whatever. Right. I was like, "That sounds very entertaining to me." Right. So he flipped switch and he apologizes to Tigger and all this shit, Big Tigger. And he gets on there, he's like, I apologize to Kevin and the boys and blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, man, I want to go to Chris Rock. Right. And like called him a coon. Yeah. And I'm like, what's your thoughts on that?
Kevin, man, really, with the Katt Williams situation, man, I don't know why, you feel me? I don't understand why he chose to, he's choosing to call out everybody. You feel me? Like, I don't understand. But I think that I think Katt Williams is in a place right now where he's starting to see some things. He's starting to realize some things as far as this fame and entertainment and how just society is in general with comedians in general. Right. I think that he, with everything that's going on with him now, it's like he's just jabbing at everybody. So it's almost like, what are you doing? What's your purpose? You know what I'm saying?
Are you trying to get you trying to grab attention? Right. Like, what's the meaning behind you going at everybody now? Like with Katt, I look at him like, you know how the situation with like DMX was going on when they just kept blocking DMX up for like random shit, and it's I'm a bit of conspiracy theorist, so I'm like, something's up, something ain't right. It's a little weird. So when they was doing that to Kevin, I was like, I mean to Katt, like that kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's like you gotta watch what you say because to people that is not in the known, you looking like a hater. Right. You looking straight up. It was my point, and I was doing this. But if you remember, at one point, Katt Williams was well on his way to being where Kevin Hart is, because he was doing like all the Friday shit, and he was very funny at one point. I was like, hell yeah, Katt Williams is a genius. And here comes Kevin Hart, and like Kevin Hart's like, I'm really gonna show you how to do this, like, and do it to like the best of your ability. And my thing was like, I knew Kevin wasn't gonna say nothing directly to Katt, just because look at where Kevin is.
He's in that light right now.
And then look at where Katt is. So it's almost like you going at a homeless person, and you know what I'm saying? You got your fancy shit, and you just like, whatever. I don't really care about that shit. Whatever. Yeah. So you look stupid. Exactly. Stepping down the ladder to talk to this nigga, but at the same time, you kind of gotta show and prove, like, yeah, nigga, I still do this. I still, get you together.
And there's nothing wrong with that, that competitive nature. You feel me? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And quite honestly, I feel like we should all of them should, be able to unite. You feel me? Because you see a lot of the old greats. Yeah. They would unite. You feel me? You'd always you feel me? You'd see them always unite and just thrive in that. What would it be? Who wouldn't go and see a Katt Williams, Kevin Hart show? With all
those, that's a lot of funny shit. Because you thinking you're gonna be like, yo, that's gonna be funny. Right. Like, I'm with that. I'm ready to go check them out. Definitely. Right. But my thing was, okay, then you call out Chris Rock. Chris Rock is a legend. Like, he's in my top 5. Like, Chris Rock's fucking hilarious. Like, dude kills me out, and he actually did a good job from the clips that I seen from the Oscars this past weekend. A lot of people felt like he went too far, and it's like, you gotta understand you have to understand comedy in order to like, because it's one thing to be a consumer of comedy. It's another person to be like, you know, the art of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like I'm funny, me, and I want to get into stand up and all that stuff, but I've studied stuff so much to where like I get it. Like everything he was saying about like the lynching and stuff like that. I just thought it was too far. And it's like actually it wasn't. Like he could have went way blacker, darker than that. And so I'm like, it was funny. Right. It was the truth. And basically what he was saying was like, no diss to Jada, but there's more important things going on in the world than to be boycotting the Oscars because we know that the Oscars don't really fuck with us like that. Straight up. But then I understood what Jada was doing, and everybody took that out of context because it was like, you know, why you boycotting, blah, 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 whatever. This is just a personal. She said, I am. Not we should as a community. What she was saying, like, for her personal preference, I'm not doing that. I don't want to go where I'm not celebrated. I'm not appreciated. I feel like, you know, we should only go to places to where it's where we're celebrated. And she felt she was standing up for her husband. Her husband didn't tell her to do that. She was just being a good wife, and people was like, why she standing up for Will? And it's like Will probably sitting at home like, I didn't tell her to do that. Like, but thank you, baby. Like I appreciate it. That's what you're supposed to do. Exactly. You're not supposed to just let your man be out there and, you know, I don't know, Nick, figure it out. Like that's, and I guess that's like where the fucked up situations come from when you treat your man like, I mean, nigga, what you gonna cry about it? Nigga, you gonna weep about the shit. Like, what's the problem? And she was just like, she felt like her man should have been nominated. And I agree a couple times over, like, Will Smith has been snubbed as far as like the Oscars go. Not Wild Wild West Will Smith. That was like the worst movie. But every actor has done a movie where it's like, I should not have did that shit. Of course. But look at where they at now. That's how you gotta look at it. But like they slept on Will for like forever, and they still are. And hopefully he'll, you know, do more movies to where he can actually at least get a nom. And I'm actually happy that Leo finally got his like that was ridiculous. I was like, Leo don't put out a bad movie. Exactly. He hasn't put out a bad movie in a long time.
He should be swimming in Oscars.
That's what I'm saying. He should have got it for like Shutter Island or Inception alone, which still fucks with my head to this day. Like I'm like, be like, oh wait, I don't understand. Like, and then how did you? And you just, I feel like that's a good movie. Like anything that is thought provoking for me for Red, I think is just like dope. I don't want something that I can figure out too easy. I'm like, nigga sucks. You're a horrible screenwriter if I can just go ahead and figure this shit out. He did it. Boom. Movie's over. I know how this is gonna go. But Leo got raped by a bear and got an Oscar. Denzel was a crooked cop, got an Oscar. Halle Berry got fucked by an old white nigga, got an Oscar.
It's funny. It's funny how it works. Man.
It's like you gotta do some fucked up shit. My thoughts was like, you know, what if Leo like shot the bear? Would he have gotten an Oscar? No, because he killed the bear. The bear's more important than you are, nigga. Like, fuck everything else. Why'd you kill the bear? That's how I look at it. But back to the Katt Williams and Chris Rock. Chris Rock is not gonna say anything to Katt Williams. That's just the depths of it. Like you can go, and he said he wasn't doing the show in Philly no more. He was gonna do a show at the Barclay. So now you're gonna go to Brooklyn, because you know Chris Rock's from Brooklyn. You honestly think Katt Williams, my man, that you gonna get an answer from Chris Rock? You know how much money Chris Rock is worth? He don't even have to like come down off the throne to like even say anything. He don't have to do subliminals. Like that's what that's what Kevin did with Katt. He was doing subliminal shots. Chris ain't even about to do that shit because he caught him up. He called Chris Rock a coon for what he did as far as the Oscars go. But at the same time, Katt Williams, you were portraying a pimp for years. So who's the coon now? You still acting like that pimp, and I feel like that's stupid. To go after somebody that signed a contract to do a show that, you know, he had to do it. I mean, of course he could have walked away from it. Chris even said, I could have walked away from it. But the show was still going to go on. Like, they're going to cancel the Oscars. Like, nigga, it's over. But the show had to go on. And I knew what Chris did was going to, ruffle some feathers. Right. It was going to make the white people upset. I was all for it because if you don't want to, like, you can't put him up there and expect him to just keep it light. Right. And you disrespect his people, his culture. It's like, nah, I'm going to make everybody feel as uncomfortable as possible.
Exactly.
And everybody was sitting there like,
yeah.
The only part I saw, like, live was the when he brought out stupid ass Stacey Dash.
See, now that... I didn't have a problem with Chris Rock's whole thing, you feel me? But that Stacey Dash moment, like that, like I don't even, I can't even comprehend what that was even about. Like what, that was almost like really like a slap in the face, really, to a certain group of people. That's what I feel. But I don't even understand that. I mean, it was dumb. She's silly for even, I don't even get why. You feel me? It's just
she went out there and was like really proud and like not realizing that Chris Rock is making fun of you.
Right.
It was like, I'm about to set you up. And everybody was just sitting there looking at her like, bitch, get out the stage. Like, you sound stupid as shit. So
ignorant,
So what I did, I made a stance was like, Stacey Dash just pissed me off again. And this dude I'm cool with, he was like, man, she's still fine. And it's like, okay, you just missed the whole fucking point. I don't really give a fuck what she looks like, all that shit. But at this point, like, as a black man or any man that still crushes on Stacey Dash, it's like, the stupid shit that she does should make her ugly to you. Because there's people that, I used to like admire, like, oh my God, they are dope, blah, 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 whatever. And they'll say something or do something, and that would just absolutely make them ugly. And you're like, ugh.
Exactly.
Like, you open your mouth and you're like, shit. Exactly. you just had to say something. Well, fuck it then. I'm done. I'm over it. But then, like, some people just like, she's still fine. She's stupid as shit. And she's wild disrespectful. To her own people. With not realizing, like, bitch, you black, right? Like, no matter how much they set you up and troll you and things like that, it's all for their enjoyment.
Exactly.
And so when you fuck up, don't think that them white people are going to be like, oh, it's fine. You can still, here's your check. Come back to Fox News. Like, the motherfuckers is going to jump, run out the shit. They're going to be like, don't know you no more, bye, bitch. And that's it. They going to break out.
Yeah.
Fuck Stacey Dash and anybody that likes her. How about that? we'll go with that statement. Let's switch topics. Let's talk about older guys, young women versus older women, young guys. That's that good old double standard.
Right.
What's your thoughts on that?
I don't necessarily have a problem with it as far as women dating older men, I guess. There, of course, there's certain, different situations where that, it's kind of silly, but as far as for older men or women wanting some type of maturity with an older man or with men in general, I think you kind of get that when you date an older man. But I don't really, not every man is, just because, you are older doesn't necessarily mean you're mature. And vice versa. But, with men dating older women, I think it's very seldom. What you hear about is, say an older man, he gets a young girl. He gets like high fives for that kudos. Yeah, get that young thing on, flip. All that bullshit. Got your little 20-something. Right.
He gets high fives in the barbershop and shit. But say like a woman, he gets a younger dude. It's like, what are you doing? You too old for that. Like, and with me about to be 30. Yuck, I hate that. I don't want to be 30.
It's all good.
Anyway, we got to be 30 in June. It's like, even when like a young nigga approaches, I'm still like, nah, like, what am I doing?
Right.
Like, I done had somebody like 23, and I'm like, that's just way too young. Because we about to come out of that. But then I don't want to talk to nobody that's like 35 35, 30, like near 40. I still don't want that, even though I'm like, I still don't want no parts of that. Because my motto has always been, old men give you worms. I think my uncle told me that, some shit. And I stuck with it. And I think it's funny and shit. Like, people be like, they give you worms. It's like, I believe it. Because I'm not going to, like, test the theory and be like, well, let's just see.
Exactly. I've heard that, but I don't, you know.
I don't want it. for like multiple reasons. Because, like, my mind, just like the way it's set up, it's like, yuck. Yeah, saggy balls and shit. Like, I be like really going on, like, I just don't want like the nasty balls and all that stuff. I don't want that. That's my thoughts. Like, if I tell myself that, that's exactly what it is. But like, I could be on some how Stella got her groove back and just give me like
young Winston.
Young Winston. I could. But then, like, if he act like, if you seen the movie, which is like an old ass movie, but you see how he was acting, she was just like, right. It was good. It's to have a young nigga's good for like that purpose, but not for all purposes. Because he can put it down, but this nigga's like watching cartoons, eating Cocoa Pebbles, and you just sitting there like, the fuck, like, nigga, if you're going to make some bacon, some eggs, and make a grown up breakfast, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you expect, but. I don't think that's how it goes down. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not even dating. Like, I'm chilling.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
And I wish everybody would understand that. Me and C was talking about that on the last show, how being single today, a single black woman rather, is looked at like something's wrong with you. Right. You crazy. Right. Don't nobody want you. Right. Your box is bad. And it's like, can a nigga just chill? You know what I'm saying? Can a nigga just not want to be bothered? Right. Because some people, like, for me personally, personal preference, only for red, I can only speak for me. I had to put it out there because some people are going to be like, well, I don't know. Right. That's what works for you don't work for me. But for me, I'm chilling. Because I'm too busy focusing on, the block. I got 3, 2, 1. Right. I got other things that I'm trying to do, trying to make happen, and
you make moves out of it.
Right. It would be unfair for me to like get into a guy and not give my full attention to it because I'm too busy trying to make, these things pop and work and shit like that. And I don't want him to feel like, neglected. Right. Granted, in my attitude shit, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you're neglected. Like, I'm out here, like, I'm working, I'm making some things pop, so I ain't really got time. Like, I'll rub it on your back and, like, as I'm walking out the door, like, it's okay. But I gotta go record the show. So, so unless you ain't gonna talk about this shit on the show, it's like, it's really pointless to even, keep talking about it. So, I mean, that's where I'm at. Yeah. I feel like it's a double standard. I'm going to have to do a show about double standards. Okay. Excuse me. It's authentic. Anyway. It's this water. I'm sick. You can hear it in my voice. I'm sick as shit. Okay, so recently, let's get into the next one, in which we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on. Okay. The Donald Trump rally. This show is recorded live from the Trap in Louisville, Kentucky. I just want y'all to know, anybody who's listening outside of KY. And Tuesday, Donald Trump was here, and he had his, rally. I think it was Super Tuesday, I want to say. And there was a young lady here. She's not even from Louisville, which is crazy to me. I think she's a student at U of L. Yep. And there was a video that went viral. I'm pretty sure you've had to see it because a lot of celebrities were sharing it, which I felt was embarrassing. Right. Just to be from here and be like, because it kind of like feeds into the stereotype. Because when you say Kentucky, they think ain't like an ounce of blackness here. It's cows, ain't no city lights. You like wearing barefooted, married to your cousin. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's where you get your hair done, man? It's like, bitch. And I say it all the time. It was like, I go to a hair salon. Right. There's malls. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when you think of Kentucky, don't think about, the school up the road that was made nameless on this show because I don't give a fuck about them. Like, don't think about them. Like, straight up. Louisville, my thoughts is like Louisville should have been the capital of the state. Right. Because it's like when you think about Frankfurt, like, ain't shit popping in Frankfurt. Ain't no skyscrapers in Frankfurt, bitch. Like, ain't none of that shit going on. So I feel like Louisville should have been the capital. That's just me. But anyway, back to the rally. Young black lady, I think she was like 22. Yeah. In her early 20s. Yeah. And she got pushed throughout the rally by by white people, by white men. I'm sorry, not white people, white men. And these were older white men. I think one was probably about her age. And it was so much footage. And there was a video that she posted. I want to say that she posted from her point of view. And the vet that was pushing her was like, you know, he stopped and he was like, all lives matter. Well, then you just contradicted yourself, because if all lives matter, then why the fuck you pushing me out the rally because I'm included in the all part? Like,
I think that brings light to what that really means when people say all lives matter. That really brings light to that.
Yeah.
Just like how you said, I mean, if truly all lives matter, why is a black girl being shoved by grown ass men? Through this rally, and I think really that environment is just what Donald has created for all of his rallies. If you take a look at everything you see, I mean, people are getting thrown out left and right for doing nothing,
for protesting, just, you know, or saying that Black Lives Matter. And at this point, like, my views on it, our Black lives do matter. That's just what it is. All lives are not at threat. This is the reason why Black Lives Matters had, you know, came to, you know, be what it is, because it's being looked at like, you know, you don't matter. Like, I had to talk to my little cousins this past week, and it's like, do you know what they're doing to young black men out here? Like, don't give them a reason why. Not saying, you know, go along to get along, but at the same time, it's like, learn how to play the game. That's really what it comes down to. And, you know, be mindful of, like, everything that's going on around you. And just because you're innocent, we know you're innocent. And niggas have died because their family's like, well, he just was walking to the store. Trayvon Martin, he was just walking to the store. He had a hoodie on, and George Zimmerman took it upon himself to be, you know, play neighborhood cop, and took this kid's life because he looked suspicious. It was raining. He had a hoodie on. How does that look suspicious? I'm covering myself now. If this nigga was outside with no hoodie on and he was just like standing there, then I would understand, like, your suspicion about him, because it's like, okay, something's wrong with this motherfucker. Then I would understand. But he was just, you know, walking along, minding his business, and that's the reason why you gotta you have to start explaining to these kids, like, what's going on early, because you can't. It's no time for sugarcoating anything. Those days are well and done. Not saying, you know, sit down and like just hit your kid with the raw, but you have to make your kid, you know and understand what the fuck's going on.
The environment they're in. I mean, because like I was saying, I mean, Donald Trump, man, like, he is, this whole campaign, he is really showing. I mean, I think, you know, us as black people, we understand, you know, racism more than a lot. But I think it's becoming more like with Donald Trump, he is showing how crystal clear that it is against us. You know, the hate that there is against us. And just like how you said, you know, I really do feel like it's important that we encourage, you know, and educate our kids on certain things, especially racism in this country.
Definitely.
Because if we don't, then it'll just be another, you know, continuous generation of mindless kids. That
because you don't, and then you also don't want to feed into like the stereotype. You don't want to do that either. I'm not saying, you know, be out here and on your preppy boy shit, because they'll kill your ass still. Because it's not a matter of like how you're acting. What's so crazy and asinine, it's your skin that's a threat. It's like it's skin. You know what I'm saying? Like,
craziest thing on earth.
We didn't get to choose like what we wanted to be. This is just what we were born into. And so for those white men to be so proud of like pushing this young black lady was just like ridiculous. But at the same time, it's like, you got to watch what you're doing, because a couple of them have lost, you know, their jobs and positions because everything is recorded now. That's the backlash. Like, this ain't 1966 no more. Like, a lot of companies ain't gonna put up with that shit, and knowing that, like, I think one of them was trying to be a Marine. Well, that's not happening no more. Like, you got to be mindful of like what you're doing, and because you can't allow that kind of, if you can avoid it and it's noticeable in a person how they're racist, and if you can avoid that being a part of your company, they're going to do that because the company's carrying itself as a brand.
I spoke to my wife about this the other day. I feel like every company should have like a screening, you know what I'm saying, of your employees or people that are in power. if some type of racism type screening where, you know, if there's any sign of anything like that, you know, of you being biased against one versus the other, then you're not fit for that company. I just feel like that should be just mandatory with every, you know, because that'll kill a lot of that.
I guess their thoughts would be, how would they go about it?
Right.
You can really take it back to the old school, how they took the kids in the room and was like, with the baby dolls.
Yeah, right.
They could do that.
Right.
But they're not going to, like, a grown-ass person. Like, what you would have to do is, like, set up, you know, just something chill.
Right.
Like, don't give out no vibes. Be like, you know, so what you think about Hakeem? And then they'll be like, oh, shit. Fucking Hakeem.
Right.
Like, go off on the table.
Right.
What about Sue Lee? Fucking Sue Lee. Like, and you would really, like, get, like, oh, okay, that's what it is. And then you got to go because there's no space for that. My thing is, a lot of people was like, you know, they'll be blind and oblivious to the fact that racism is still a thing. It's not. It's not like that. And it's like that.
Right.
And the thing is, now it's in 2016. Everything can be recorded and shown.
Right.
So that's where you fuck up at. Because, like I said, back in the day, it was like, you know, they was sitting in the, you know, having sit-ins and shit like that, and the white people was like throwing shit at them, and they was just sitting there eating it up, and like to watch that shit, it still pisses me off to this day. And I'm like, it's not like that anymore. Because I think it was like a picture was going on Facebook. It was like, hey, our grandparents didn't fight back. We are not our grandparents.
We're not like that.
You try that shit and watch something happen. I said, because me personally, from my point of view, you know, I'm a thug, whatever. Feel that? Nah. I couldn't have been no girl.
Right.
It couldn't have been me. Somebody's getting touched.
Yeah.
Like, I probably have to stomp me out, take my fucking life because you're being completely disrespectful to me. I'm not doing anything.
Right.
Me even being there saying Black Lives Matter is not a threat to you. That's not a threat to y'all. That's not a disrespect to y'all. I'm just letting people know that feel like, you know, they don't understand it. I want you to know, like, it's very important.
Right.
And it's very important for me to stand for my people and for myself and my family. And I read the article she shared, and she was like, I called and told my mom I'm going to the Trump rally, whatever. And she was talking about how, you know, what could happen.
Right.
And you shouldn't have to call your mama on some, you know, on something as innocent as going to a rally to protest against something. You shouldn't have to call her and be like, you know, I might not make it out. I might die. They might, you know, they might say, take me to jail. And Sandra blamed me and tried to say, you know, I killed myself. And she was like, I wanted my mom to know I did not kill myself. Like, under any circumstances, because if they try to come to you with that, that's not what happened.
It's not the truth.
Which means you have to fight. And this is so stupid to me that we have to do that in 2016. You shouldn't have to call your parents and be like, this is where I'm about to go.
My goodness.
And like, for me, personally, I don't like the police. It's not fuck the police. It's, I don't jig with them. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel safe. I went to go look at this apartment, and the lady was like showing us and shit, and she was like, yeah, a lot of cops live over here, and it's just like, like, you talking to the wrong kind of people in 2016. Like, you telling me that don't make me feel comfortable about like
safe at all, really.
Not at all, because I remember one time I went to go get something to eat. And I was, you know, driving, music banging, whatever window, and had my hoodie up. And we at the red light, look over to my left, it's a fucking cop car. Why did I take my hoodie off? I done turned my music down. And then the light turned green. I'm thinking to myself, Red, why the fuck you do all that shit for? Then we ain't got no weed in this car, ain't no weapons in this car, ain't no liquor. Like, why are you? Because that's where we at right now.
Right, and that's as real as it gets. I mean, it's...
That's ridiculous. Like, for me to be like, really be on, like, I ain't got a rap sheet. I ain't never been to jail. I ain't never been locked up. No shit like that. But for me to, like, a cop be around me, and I'm just like, shit, hold on. Let me turn this down, because that was a kid, what was that, in Florida? And this wasn't even a cop. Jordan Davis, they got shot in the gas station parking lot by a civilian. His music was too loud. Motherfucker, go home. Why you gotta... This is a kid And this is not your property, your business. Right. So why the fuck would you even say, like, you just took somebody's life off the back of some loud music,
right?
And this ain't in your crib. Like, it'd be different if motherfucker was like parked in your driveway,
right?
You know, blind. You know what I'm saying? Right. Whatever he was playing, and you come outside, and I'm not even saying like he should take his life, but you can come outside and say something. But this is like an open, forum. This is a gas station. He was gonna leave in a few minutes.
Right.
You was gonna leave in a few minutes, but because he did not abide to what you asked him to do, you took his life.
Right.
Like, you just empty off around and went home.
Yep.
And fed his dog. And I'm like, so this is what we do? Like, that's the normal of it now. It's like, let me kill this black kid and go home and feel roughy. Here you go. Have some food. It's like, why is that a thing now? And like we said, like with Donald Trump, it's just showing you like more and more what kind of people are really like what they really own. It's not hiding no more. No, like they not even like not at all. It's not crossing the street.
Not at all.
When you see a group of black people, it's not crossing the street. It's I'm gonna start some shit like that. They feel that bold about themselves that they feel like if I do this, what they gonna do to me?
Right.
Like the cops is gonna be like, good job.
Yep.
And that's I feel like the cops are the new KKK. In a sense, because it ain't even so much as like wearing robes and burning crosses. It ain't the 60s no more. So now they in a place where they can hide and be and do whatever the fuck.
All of that,
and they can empty out a shell in the Hakeem if need be. Like and you'll come up with some story to say he was threatening me.
Right.
And then I've noticed like a lot of cops will say we were raised to not respect the police. I don't think that's the case.
No.
It's I think we were raised not to trust them.
Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
Like it's one thing to respect you and I'm like, you know what, all right, you got it, yes sir, no sir.
Right.
You got it, let me just go on with my day. But if you keep, provoking, they want to push you.
Right.
And I want you to do this and get mad at me just so I can give me a reason so that I can, unload a clip.
Unload this clip on you, right.
Which is like
get away with it either way.
Right. Either way, I'm going home. I'm gonna be like on suspended leave. There was another case. I want to say Salt Lake City. It was I think a teenager got shot by the cops.
It's a little recent.
He had a broomstick. Wow, a broomstick. Yep, that'll definitely hurt somebody.
I'm telling you.
Versus a gun he ain't batting no bullets. Shit ain't cooling down. That was no broomstick. He is not out there like, come on, bring it on. Whatever he had, like I feel like cops have so much on their waistband. You got a billy club, you got a taser, you got you have all these things. Y'all go straight for the gun. Now, granted, I know they were trained to shoot. Excuse me, to shoot. I get that. Shoot a nigga in the leg, in the foot.
Yeah,
shoot him somewhere that's gonna put him down.
Shoot. I mean,
they train to shoot you in the head, like the head and the heart, which is like crazy. They should be retrained, I guess. That's just from my point of view. Yes, there are some. I don't want to get on here and feel like this is like the Black Power moment, because I get it. Like there's some of our people that is out here that is really on some fuck shit. I get it, but we're not talking about that right now because that's what makes me so mad with my people is that we rally behind these innocent lives that are taken by cops and civilians of other races, and they're like, well, what about black on black crime? We're not talking about that, because if you like Dick Gregory had said, I think I touched on this on one of my shows, but like he had said, you kill where you live at.
Yep.
So it's gonna be black on black crime. It's gonna be white on white crime. It's gonna be Asian on Asian crime. But somehow the media has made it to where black on black is like the most important, and we should talk about that and try to fix that. So damn everybody else, damn the white on white crime and the Asian on Asian crime and all that shit. So we ain't worried about that. So y'all want to worry about us. And then like back to Donald Trump, what people have to realize. He has no experience. None. He's not even a good businessman. Because you can look up like all the businesses that he's had, they've all failed. And that's not a sign of a good businessman. Like he's not Bloomberg. Like if Bloomberg was run, I'd be like, hell yeah. Because Bloomberg, he a businessman. Like he gonna get this shit popping. Donald Trump, not so much, because you done had airlines, you done had condos, hotels, everything has failed. Everything you touched has pretty much went to shit. And you still have like shows like the Celebrity Apprentice, and it's like Donald couldn't teach me shit. You know what I'm saying? You gonna teach me how to fail. And then it's like he don't have, like I said, he doesn't have the experience to be president. And At least be, you know, a senator.
Right. At least that, you know.
A governor.
Right.
A mayor. My nigga, you are in nothing.
Right.
Like you have no parts of anything, but you just get up there and just like, I got the money, and he tells you like, I'm rich.
Right.
That's supposed to make me feel better.
Right. But isn't it amazing how somebody with so little experience, no experience at all with this, how much of a backing he has by so many people?
That's what's so crazy.
I think that's amazing to me. I mean, especially from the Republican side. I mean, like they are, you know, conservative, you know, straight.
Air quotes. Air quotes. You gotta put the air quotes.
Right. But, you know, it's just amazing that somebody with so little experience and is just talking so recklessly out here. That people would just be like, yep.
That's it.
That's who I want to lead my country.
Right.
Lead my country. And best believe, though, with this, why I think this is so dangerous is that, you know, I don't mean to shed light on it even more, but these other countries are watching us.
Hell yeah. They're like, go ahead, put this nigga in here and see what happens.
Right. You know,
that's an easy target.
Right. They are definitely watching this. And they see this hatred that's being spewed out by everybody, you know, and people, you know, all this division. And keep, you know, we're going to build this wall. We're going to, you know, keep the Muslims away.
Which is stupid because think about it. Okay, the purpose behind the wall is for what? To keep the Mexicans out. So are you going to make the Mexicans build the wall? Because if that's the case, then one of them is just going to put doors in that shit. Like, you honestly think, like, you going to make me get out here and build a wall to where I can't come on the other side of it?
Right.
Yeah, I nigga.
Right.
Hey, put a door here, go 12 miles, put a door there, go 12 more. We get back in this motherfucker because, like, when you think about it, like, not to give y'all a history lesson, but fuck it, you gonna learn something on the block today. But we all immigrants.
Right.
Everybody here is an immigrant. Right. The only people that should be here is the Native Americans. And if you pay attention, if I have any young listeners, you pay attention, well, don't pay attention to history in school because you're going to learn more outside of school than you will ever learn in school because what they tell you is straight bullshit.
That's crazy.
Because, I mean, look at it. Look at how they taught. We went to the same high school, the same shit, basically the same teachers, whatever. Right. In the history that they teach you, you know, the Native Americans were here first. Christopher Columbus discovered us, and then the Pilgrims did something happened to the Indians. But they don't tell you is that the Pilgrims was like, they did a mass clean out on the Native Americans. Yeah, man. just kill them out. And we celebrate Thanksgiving in November. What the fuck? Like, that don't even make sense for, like, us to be, you know, into, like, the pagan holidays and shit like that. That's a whole nother show. Right. But my thing is, like, don't let them teach you that Christopher Columbus did not discover shit. He was lost and stumbled upon shit and then seen some people and was like, got some homies and all that shit. And then, like, what they'll teach you about black history is that we was in Africa, got on a boat, slavery started, and that was it. And they didn't teach you the beginning parts of it, but, you know, we were in Africa, we were kings and queens, and we was, you know, royalty.
We were good off.
We were better off in our own country. But then, you know, we got scooped up, and then that was just like it. And then here comes Martin Luther King, and he frees us. And, you know, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. Abraham Lincoln comes along and frees us and all that shit. Then what I've noticed, rather, is that people celebrate Martin Luther King way more than they celebrate Malcolm X. Way more than they celebrate it. And I get it. Like, that's no knock on Martin Luther King. I appreciate everything that he's done. But you also gotta appreciate everything that Malcolm X is doing too. Like, you gotta love both sides of it. Like, you can't be like, and then that, I feel like that's where the white people want to run to. Like, when it comes to us, they want us to be more like Martin instead of being like Malcolm or being like, you know, Huey. Don't be like that because they had guns. That's like, they had guns and they was okay. That's called protection because y'all got guns. We supposed to just have sticks.
Right. Yeah.
Are we supposed to march and, you know, not fight back and all that shit? But what people don't tell you about Martin Luther King towards the end, he was like, I'm about to be on some other shit. Like fuck that peace shit. Like, he about to. And that's why, like, I think before he got shot, he was telling people, you know, we need to have our own banks, black-owned banks, and have the money recycled into, and then that's when they cut that nigga's neck. And it's like, you celebrate, and then they still celebrate him. They give him a day. They don't give Malcolm X a day.
Right. Right.
When I said that shit, it was like I was this, and it's like, no, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want the 28 days in February. Right. It has to go beyond that.
Right.
I just wanted y'all to know some history. I'm sorry, kind of went off on the tangent. Fuck that shit. Yeah, it's my show, nigga. No, y'all gonna learn some shit. Like it's a time and place for everything. But right now, it's a time to learn and educate yourself. That's the most important, and that's how you fight back against it. So it's very, 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 very important that people get out and vote.
Yes.
It's so important. Yes. It ain't even what do you say on the Charlamagne say on the Breakfast Club? He was like, it ain't even vote or die no more because niggas ain't even scared to die no more. It's vote or whatever scares you the most. Insert that shit. It's very important. Get your you got your thoughts on the voting and all that stuff. You're voting, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, people definitely should vote. And I really think that our generation, I guess the millennials, or whatnot. I think if we understood how strong we were, how deep we were, how much we I think we could change a lot. So I think it's really important for us and even the younger generation to really be educated on voting and understand what it is that who you're voting for and why you're voting for them.
Right.
It's just so important. I can't express it enough.
You can't stress it enough. Yeah. It's vote or die. Vote or get your Instagram hacked. Right. I get your Facebook taken. Right. Whatever scares you. I'll vote. I know more Jordans, nigga. It's over. Ain't no more voting in lines and shit for James. You can dance that shit, nigga. It's over. So whatever scares you into it, not to scare you into it. It's just something. It's take it like it's a badge of honor. Now, like I said, I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, and yes, I understand that some people would say voting doesn't change anything, but fuck it, give it a try.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know until you get out there and make that choice, rather to just do so. Don't vote for Trump. Anybody but Trump.
Right.
Anybody because if you look at the news and you see inside the rallies, that's just a glimpse of what the life is going to be like if he becomes president. It's going to go beyond that white people are going to feel racist. White people are going to feel entitled to talk crazy to us and call you boy.
We think these Trayvon Martins and Mike Browns. We think that's something right now. I promise to you. Watch.
If you think that's just light, and that's what's so crazy,
right?
Because it's such a fucked up situation. Mm-hmm. It's a sad situation that these kids is gone off the back of the color of their skin. Yeah. Or they tell you don't wear a hoodie. The fuck, we just cold outside. So what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to put on my head? Then you put a toboggan on. Don't wear that. It's so now it's it's a uniform to what it is. You can get shot. You could be murdered anyway. Don't matter what you wear. Look at Eric Gardner. He was outside in a tank top and some shorts, selling Lucy's out in front of that did not. What he was doing was illegal.
Yeah, he was out there dirty. Yeah,
what have you? That was fucked up. But at the same time, that's a slap on the wrist and don't do that.
Right,
not take your life. You choked this man out. Told you he could not breathe, and you did it any damn way. So my thing is, voting is so important. It's not gonna get better unless you get out there and vote.
Right.
Vote for the person that you feel like is better for you. Personally, I wish, and it might happen, who knows, but I wish that Hillary and Bernie would come together. I think that'll just eliminate Trump completely, because you have people that are Democrats. I think I'm a Democrat. I don't really care. That stand on both sides are Hillary has this. For me, as a woman, as a feminist, that I like to call myself sometimes, I think Hillary would be the dope move. I also like what Bernie is saying though, because his thoughts and his views is hell yeah, dope. I feel like if they could come together and make Bernie the vice president, because Bernie's so old. That's my concern. He's so old. Nigga is 2 years younger than Jesus. He's 2 years younger than Jesus. Him and Mary went to prom. I'm so nervous about it, because when you think about a leader of the free world, look at how they did President Obama. Look at how he's aged. That he came in there, black hair, young looking, fresh. Right, he was cold and shit. Him and Michelle chilling, whatever. And then like you give him 4 more years, and he's grayed out. He's like, fuck it, I can't dye my hair. Right. And he's been like the most disrespected president that we've had. Oh yeah, like asking for birth records and shit. I'm like, this is like that was just like the beginning of it. It kind of showed you like where we were headed. Right. When they was doing shit like that, because even Trump had called him out. Was like, I want to see your birth certificate. You ain't asked George Bush, oh funky ass for a birth certificate, but my black ass, you want to see a birth certificate? Get the fuck out of here, dog. So that just gives you like how they look at you. They don't trust you. But it's like we're not the ones that's not trustworthy. Y'all not trustworthy because it's just like I go based off of like track records, right? And the track record is just not looking good for y'all. Like Obama did some amazing things within his 2 terms. I wish he could run for a third one. I wish because you know the gas prices then came down. Right. Then we got health care and shit. Right. You feel good. You put 10 in there, you get to half. You might even get 4. I'm like, nigga, that's major. That's a major key. What are you talking about? Right. So that for people to say that he's like the worst president we've had, I'm like, so we just gonna skip over the 8 years? That's ignorance. We gonna skip over the 8 years that Bush was in there fucking shit up. Right. We didn't have like no big 9/11 situation going on when Obama was in there. He was actually trying to come in and like clean some shit up. Right. So it's very, very important that we get out here and we vote. And I'm probably gonna say this shit at the end of the show to like November because y'all have to understand the importance behind it. And people, for my black people have died for this shit to happen. Right. Like that's all the more reason to get out there and just circle the shit and just keep on going. And what we also have to do is vote for more than just the presidency. Right. That's what we got. That's where we fall off at. Like, I've done it a couple times. Where it's like, I ain't, whatever. That's not important. But it's like, but that's important.
It is. Oh yeah.
It's very important to make sure you get your governors and your senators and all this shit. Make sure you get all the right people that you would want in there. And then, like, if it don't, I don't know how this is gonna play out because I really thought Trump was trolling us. Right. I was like, that shit is not about to pop. Them people is not about to. And it's like fast forward, and I was like, this shit might actually go down. Yeah. So that's why it's all jokes aside when it comes to this shit. Because now it's like, hell, like y'all nigga, we gotta get out here and vote and make some shit happen. Yeah. Definitely. So come this November, we have to get out there and vote. Please. Do not vote for Trump. Anybody but Trump. You can go Bernie. You can go Mark Rubio. You can anybody but this nigga Trump. Like, and then because it's funny, but then it's not funny because it's like so many jokes you can go based off this shit. But at the same time, it's like, nah, we're not gonna laugh about this shit though. What? Because I ain't gonna look up and be like, nigga, President Trump. Nah, fuck that shit, bro. Nah, that's not about to pop. Right. We gonna close it out though. My homie Jeremy, you got anything you want people to follow you on? You got anything popping? Like it's your time to shine.
Yeah, just Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. I'll be on my suit and tie. Yeah, that's
come on, JT. Come on, JT.
Or you can follow me on Instagram, Sir Jones Cornell. I'm always posting photos of my kids and food. And
He's a family man. Yeah, I'm the family guy. I know Jeremy since he was a kid. He was kids coming up. This nigga's the family guy. No Peter Griffin. He got the wife and the kids. Right, and they're adorable, by the way. Congratulations on all those things.
Very much.
Y'all know me. I'm on everything. I'm everywhere. One day I'm gonna chill out on that shit. I love this social media shit. It's a gift and a curse the way I look at social media because it's good to like socialize and interact with different kind of people. But at the same time, people give me their opinions and I did not ask you. Like that's for me. I hate that shit. Like unsolicited. I don't want that. Your thoughts are just that. They're your thoughts. Don't share them with me. Like if I share articles on Facebook. If you friends with me on Facebook, you know that I share the article and give my twist on it. I don't ask for like comments. Like I don't put question marks on my shit. Cause my thing is you take the article and you share it and you give your thoughts. Don't get on my shit and give your thoughts. Cause Red don't give a fuck about your thoughts. Like, that's the honesty, right? I don't give a shit how you feel about it. Sure to me, and that's what's so crazy. Like I asked somebody for like comments and shit. But like, you know, tell me what you think about that. Nobody say shit. Like, the fuck is going on? I'm generally asking you, like, how do you feel about this shit? And you don't say anything. Yeah. So that's what pisses me off. But anyway, Thug Jolena Jolie on everything: Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. 321 podcast taking off. We got a new show up this week. We had Roman Lanes on, dope video director out of Louisville. Amazing. And it's a very, very funny one. That's up on SoundCloud. You can search for us, 321 podcast. 321 podcast on Instagram, podcast 321 on Twitter. We had to flip it. And for me, you know, Banshee's Block Podcast is on Instagram. Try to get some more sound bites. I might put a picture of myself up on there just so y'all know who y'all listening to. I haven't quite decided yet. But yeah, this has been Banshee's Block, and we are out.